name is Heidi Giokos. I'm a reporter for eNCA. Yeah, I think I'm very passionate about telling stories and just giving a voice to the voiceless.
Now, Heidi, you kind of became the story recently when you tested positive for COVID-19. First of all, was it a shock? And how did you feel when you realized that you were actually positive?
It was a complete shock. And the reason why it was a complete shock was because I felt 100% okay. I had headaches 2 or 3 days before that, but I thought it was linked to something else. And the only reason why I decided to actually go and get a test is because both of my parents are high risk, and I realized that I was in contact with somebody that tested positive for COVID-19, and I thought, let me just go and be sure.
Has the mental challenge been one of, what if I start getting really sick? What if I've infected my parents? Or was it more how the world responded to you? Because I know that you made a decision very early on that you were going to speak very openly about the fact that you had COVID-19.
I think it's a bit of both. It was definitely, I had a lot of guilt. I felt as though I was so careful. I took all the measures necessary. I used to sometimes wear 2 masks. I used to sanitize absolutely everything. And I just couldn't understand how I contracted the virus because I was so careful. I was worried that I infected my parents and my niece, who was always around me. Also, the stigma around the virus, really, it made me very sad. I just couldn't believe the things people were saying, how people were saying I'm lying and I'm creating this impression that celebrities are fine when they contract COVID-19. So that for me was heartbreaking because it's killing so many people. It's affecting so many people.
Heidi, how did you handle that sort of public backlash? Were you completely surprised? Did you engage with it, or did you just block it out eventually?
I decided to rather speak more and project my voice even louder so that people can understand that it's not okay to treat people like that. It's not okay to stigmatize a virus that's affecting millions of people globally. So what I would do, I would post videos almost every single day. I would write a little short update and post it on all my social media platforms. And people started actually saying, thank you for speaking out, because I'm actually going through this and I've chosen not to speak out, but just seeing the hope that you're trying to instill in people is really encouraging. So there were times where I'd block it out. For example, somebody tweeted me and said, I hope you don't make it. And they would say things like that. And I would, I would just say, well, I'm stronger than that. So unfortunately, your wish won't come true.
You've worked all through the pandemic. As a reporter, you've been on the front line. Has it changed your perspective on the virus, your response to the virus, to be part of it now, to be COVID positive?
Sally, if I did not test, I would have never known I had COVID, which is so alarming and so scary. For me, it gave me a completely different set of eyes to say, anybody can have it and we need to behave like we have it.
Heidi, did any of the vulnerable members of your family catch COVID from you?
Thankfully not, and we were all so shocked because, the kind of contact that I had with my mother and my partner as well, it was really, it was a miracle that they did not get the virus. So we were extremely grateful for that.
Heidi, one of the reasons we're doing this series is to support people who've got COVID-19, who might find that watching television is one of their few ways of having contact. And I'm just wondering what your message would be if you think back to your toughest time when you were isolating yourself.
You are not alone, and you should never feel alone, because there are people out there who have gone through it, who have survived this, and we are here to support you and guide you in any way possible.
Heidi, thank you so much for sharing your story with us and being such a positive example of strength in a very difficult time. We appreciate it. Thank you.